Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's good to be here. I'm glad you're here with me. Say, I've been called out. That's right, a viewer has called me out, and rightfully so. I did a video of Terra Cards about a week ago called the Max Island Challenge. And the point of that challenge was to maximize the entire island with all 16 slots before advancing. And the very first island, I failed to do that. The water well is kind of big, kind of obscures the vision a little bit, if you will. But the viewer was right, I didn't max it out. So we're going to make it right today. We're going to do the Max Island Challenge again, see how far we can take it. But we're going to play by the rules this time. So I already went over the rules, that's the objective. We're going to see how far we can take it. And hopefully this goes well. And hopefully this allows me to make it right. So let's go, like, what's the first crop we want to go with here? What is the first crop? Rerolling gets very expensive in these updates, so you're kind of stuck taking what you get. Corn, I think, is a strong play early on. A fine play as well, with its new buffs and properties. Water well. For corn we need water, so let's go with the water well. What are we looking for here? We have one wheat. We have a bunch of water wells. So we do get our one wheat. So let's fill this up. Let's get some water production going, because we're gonna need it. And how many slots do we have? We have 6 slots open on this. It wouldn't be terrible. We have 16 corn to an island. So if we go two of these here, and then all 4 water wells, we'll be okay. But of course, we have to watch our income. The water well itself has a very steep income, or a very steep upkeep, I should say, early on, especially. So we're gonna have to watch that. In getting the additional corn that we did, though, we'll be good to just fill this out with corn and then expand downward. And we're looking at a corn island here. It's exactly what you want. Have to watch the gold, though. Getting some good production now to enable us to just continue to pump this full of corn, which we're doing. Silo peanuts, water cow. Water cow would be a decent play, but I don't think we're really set up yet. Fuel wheat, carrot. Fuel wheat's a decent play as well. I'm gonna go with the fuel wheat. And we're gonna get, hopefully, a homogeneous corn island here. Let's see. We have a ton of corn in our hands. Surprising that we didn't draw one there. So this challenge, of course, makes you think about what's in your deck, what's going to appear in your hand potentially, and also how many of each card you're taking. When you're trying to make a play and then you take a 13 wheat, it's going to make it that much more difficult to get that one card that you need in your hand. So that's something to think about, definitely. I think going all in on corn makes a lot of sense, so let's just keep doing that. We do have a full corn island here, and we have 30 more in our hand. So the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to be looking at a water deficit. So I'm going to put another island here, and this will be fuel wheat and water well, just to get us in the positive. We do have 10 fuel wheat. We're going to just roll past our corn for now. Looking at more wheat, we do get a mill. A mill is going to be great for the wheat that we have in play. And then the water wells will be the early water carry to help us get that corn on the board. 300 gold, that's fine. We're actually doing pretty well so far. I mean, right now we're doing no animals, right? I mean, bright corn would be a good one. Corn costs no water, but uses energy equivalent to what they would water. If I do this, it does destroy our run, I believe. Because we're not producing any energy. They use energy equivalent to what they would water. Yeah. So if I'm reading that correctly, that just tanks our energy production. And I believe it kills our corn plants, actually. So let's go with Golden Chance. Don't necessarily hate that. Maybe we can get some chickens in the future. We certainly have enough corn to do so. More fuel wheats, electric carrot, sheep. We do have the mill, so let's grab some more fuel wheat to really get some strong fuel production early on. Let's keep filling up this island here. Of course, as always, keeping an eye on that water cost. Getting 500 a turn, looking decent. And are we full here? Yes, we are. So now we can expand into either another corn island, which we have the water reserve for. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll do another corn island right here. I believe we have 28 cards for corn in our hand. We also get field corn, which does go well with just the corn build and the corn buff. But we're fine on fuel with all the fuel wheat we have. So let's take a look at something else. Sunflower does go well with the electric carrot for electricity. It's cheap enough to kind of re-roll right now. Do have more wheat we could grab. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't necessarily hate it. What I'm real concerned about is just continuously re-rolling and spending all of our gold on that. As you can see, we're doing pretty good right now from an income standpoint, but with about 900. But that tax rate is going to continue to creep. So electric carrots here, costs 1 water, gives an electric carrot, produces 5 energy. It's not a bad solution for our energy, but what we're looking at is the need for water. We can get water chickens to give us water. Could also look for a water tree. It's probably a little too early for the water tank and the lake. So we could look at water chickens, but we do have a nice reserve of water built up, so I'm not too concerned at this particular point in time. So let's re-roll, let's see what we can get. Do get more water wells, I mean that's an option too. It's kind of carried us so far. It does go well with the wheat that we have. Why don't we take that? Let's take that. I don't love it. It's kind of just like an early game mid card, you know, that it kind of gets you through. But there's much better options for water. Sitting on 17 corn cards, so it should be pretty abundant in our hand, which it is. We have the watery tree here, which is great, but we also have the melter, which is exactly what we need. So we're going to go with the melter here. We have the water wells in place to kind of help stave off this water deficit. So one more corn card is needed, and then we can expand hopefully into a melter. And for that, we can go with the melter right here. It's going to pull all of this corn, turn it into popcorn. I believe the melter does cost fuel. So let's just roll into the melter, and we do get it, thankfully. So we're going to throw it right there. And we should get some mega popcorn production here coming. Question is, what do we fill this island up with? I mean, we could certainly do it with corn. It does work. But what else do we have? I mean, the melter itself. Let's just take a look at the melter structure itself. So you could do cows with scalded milk and then into butter, which is an interesting play. Whoops. Cocoa beans. Obviously there's peanuts. There's fuel corn. Flour for tortillas. Sugar cane. We're just gonna fill it up with corn. In fact, we might actually just fill that island up with a bunch of random stuff. Chickens. We're gonna grab chickens. We do have the golden egg perk, which is nice. We can throw a few more water wells down here. This might just be a random island of random things. We're getting so much popcorn right now that we're making a bunch of money off that. So I do think we have the freedom. We do have the freedom to fill up this island so we can move on to bigger and better things. Obviously corn being the primary resource to put here. But I'm fine throwing all this stuff here. Why not? Apple tree, it's not going to do us much good. Water cow. Carrot fuel tank corn. Let's get more corn. Let's do it. So for corn, we have 27 ears of corn in our hand, so we can play 2 here. Now this island is maxed. Yep. Okay, so now we can put another corn island right here, and we might as well, because it'll feed into our melter. And we should have enough in our hand to just be drawing it consistently. More water wells. We have some water chickens. I like the water chicken play. Let's do the water chicken. Wheat expansion. That would be good. Let's take the Dionysian rights. We're doing good on gold. We are having the water kind of inflate here on us, especially with all this corn we're playing. We have plenty of corn in our hands, making plenty of money on it too. But we're gonna have a water problem here coming. So what's in our hand that can solve that? We have 3 water wells. If we could get all 3 water wells on the board, it would save us. So let's, before we continue to play things, let's solve our water problem. A water tank would do a great job of that. Question is, can we get it in our hand? The chances are very low of us actually drawing that in the next, I don't know, 6 turns or so. But I think it's worth it. It's worth rolling for it. It really is. And it does take up 4 spots. So I'm going to hold off on the temptation to continue to play corn and try to roll into that water tank. I mean, we could do a water well too, just to stop the bleeding a little bit. We have our mill. Fuel's doing fine. Carrots. Medium fence. We have plenty of chickens. Yeah, let's grab the medium fence. I think our water's doing decent now. We just need that water tank for sure. So let's go water tank. 8100. Play the water well here just to stop the bleeding a bit. But you can see how strong that popcorn is. At 13 grand, it's the majority of our income. Solar panel +1 is not inspiring by any means. We already have a mill. Biofuel, could get an antenna. Yeah, we can take an antenna, sure. I'm mainly looking for things that don't have a high quantity to them, because we need some low quantity stuff here, and we need it now. Nothing. Just not getting. They're just not getting it. Giant chickens, 7 eggs, and 5 of them. Not a terrible play. We'll go with the giant chicken. We do get a water well. Be great to get the water tank in place here. Otherwise, we're looking at 2 turns. We have to do it, unfortunately. I don't like to, but we have to. There's nothing else we can really do. We have to. Watch, I'll get the water tank next turn. Okay, nope, I don't. So now we're looking at, do we fill this up with corn? Which we certainly could. 3 more units of corn there. And then we expand into a fence and get some water chickens in play. I think that's the most prudent move. We could probably do the fence right here. So these are only tanking us by 2. This next turn here is going to work out nicely. Water cow barn, biofuel, popsicle. Field corn, field tank, water cow. I mean, a water cow play, you could, yeah. We'll take a water cow. But what we're going to do here is we're going to fill out this island. And then we do have a fence and a water chicken, which will save the day for us here. So it's a matter of where we put it. So we could go here with it. Let's go here with it. Let's get our medium fence in. So this island is now occupied. All 16 slots are occupied by the 1 fence. And the water chicken comes in and gets us back in the positive. Check our corn. We have 23 corn. So we're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep expanding with the corn here. Especially while we have the water surplus. We could do the water tank now. It does take away from the overall buff of the corn though. And I think with these water chickens, we're going to be in a much better spot, allowing us to hold on to our water tank for now. Cow fuel infuser, bird nest, believe that is limit of 5 cards per turn, cost 40 energy. I think we need that, right? I think we need that. Paste Bloom, Peanut Fest, Elite Cows. I mean, we're not really going cows, but that's such a strong buff that we could. So now we're able to clear out our hand on 2 different islands here. That's the low-key strength of the fence in this challenge. It allows you to empty your hand and cycle through your cards and get the ones that really make a huge impact. Giant chicken, we definitely have to keep our eye on the giant chicken. I know we have plenty more of them in this hand here, and they do take quite a bit of water. We could go with the water chicken again, which is a good play. Do we go bird's nest right here once we get this island filled out with the corn? Lots of different options. Bird's nest does take energy. Okay. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. We have 9 units of corn left. Looking for 2 to fill out this island and continue our expansion. We do get another water chicken. We'll play that without hesitation. And no corn to be seen. blue wheat. This, okay, fed to a chicken gives an electric egg. +1 energy per adjacent island sunflower. Don't have sunflowers. Electric egg. If it's fed to a chicken, but it costs energy, and it's not going to produce any energy unless it's close to a sunflower. So we need a little bit of energy to really play the blue wheat effectively. So we're going to move off of that. We're going to grab the water tank. I think that's a no-brainer. Alright. We're stable. Making some money. Golden eggs at 500 a pop. Can't complain about that. We do have 2 small fences, so I do want to expand a little bit more. Maybe get a small fence and a bird's nest on this island here. I think that would be useful. Let's see if we can roll into that. And also a mill, too. Actually, the mill would go best up here. The mill would go best up here. But we're not really getting too much of anything from this island anyways. Decisions. Let's do it right here. Let's throw the mill. Can always add more wheat around it. Get our bird's nest, get a small fence, get some more birds. Giant sunflower, we're not really making energy right now at the moment. Could grab more corn, that's always useful. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So you see the corn buff in play here. These 2 islands are boosting up this island with the corn. It's really makes it strong. I think you could argue corn is OP. We do get our small fence here, that's excellent. We're gonna throw the water chicken there. Could also throw the giant chicken, which is okay. A little steep in water cost, but that's okay. What are we holding out for here? We're looking for bird nest. I mean, we do have the antenna. We're looking for the bird nest for sure. We also have more fences. We're gonna just hold off on doing anything rash right now. Melter, not gonna do us much good. More giant chickens, don't love that. Blue wheat, electric carrot could be a play for energy production. Lake to start making some of these. I mean, if you go lake here and then you just pump this full of like giant chickens and whatnot, that'd be a good play. Lake does help with the water as well. I think it's a good card to have in your hand, so we'll take the lake. And we're looking to just keep rolling here. Need a bird nest. Really just need the bird nest. Play a chicken there, sure. Water cow. Not super useful right now. Barn. It's definitely a play with the barn. Let's go barn. Barn and lake and fence really do pair well together. Play that water chicken, and we'll just continue to play these chickens here. 6 golden eggs, you like to see it? Then water eggs, so that's why we need our bird nest, which we've been unable to get into our hands. Giant chicken is an option. Medium fences is huge, so we need that for sure. If we go with the barn right now, we're gonna find ourselves in trouble. Definitely in trouble. So let's hold off on the temptation to do that. These are full fences anyways. Okay. Popcorn production. We're looking good. We just need that bird nest. Bright corn. I think that sinks us. Gluttonous feast. Every animal produces twice per turn. That's a no-brainer with the volume of chickens we have. The fermenter. Raw sugar into the centrifuge. What else? What other products can this help us process? We don't really have any of this stuff. Tofu curd. Tofu. Let's go electric carrot. We do get the medium fence. Be really useful to play that. I think we can throw some fuel wheat down here while we wait for our bird nest that we're patiently waiting for. And we are being very patient about it. Throw some electric carrots there too, sure. Another antenna. Not really necessary. More fermenters. Have another barn. Let's roll again. Water tree. Love that. Yep, I love that. Alright, let's get a bird's nest right there. It's a wide open spot. Bird nest. Let's go. This game is cruel, I tell ya. Cruel. I'm looking for the buff that adds to your hand size. Hopefully we can get that. Transport tube, is there a play here with that? Maybe. But I don't think it really helps us out right now. More giant chickens? Sure. Just rolling. Chilling. Rolling. Really looking for the bird nest that we finally get. There is our bird nest. Now, this should help us just secure our water problems. More electric carrots. I think that's important. And then you can see the explosion of chicken population here. Really makes it all tough to follow, to see what you have in your hand or not. So obviously the future plans are to just continue to expand with chickens in this area here. But we need our electricity problem solved. How many carrots do we have? We have 15 electric carrots. We also have some watery trees. So I think so ideally you go corn here, which we also could do with 19. Alright, so let's go right here and let's start getting electric carrots and other things that can help with our creeping electricity problems. I'm feeling good on where we're at with water. Excuse me. But electricity is going to be the next problem to solve too. We're getting so many chickens per turn that it doesn't really matter. Got a few electric carrots in our hand that time. That's great. Grapes, Lake, silo, grapes, silo. Could go with the silo. Our mill's right here, silo right here. We need energy. No structure in a one island range. 9 sunflowers isn't really going to move the needle too much. 20 corn will be very useful though. Electric carrots just can't come fast enough really. Got another one here to save the energy and save the day. Bunch of chickens that we can play once we get our fencing up. I think I just want to fill this island out with some random wheat and the like. Electric carrots, let's go wheat. Just throw some random stuff here. How much corn do we have? We have 39 units of corn. Gonna go well. Got some blue wheat now. We could do this to really boost our electricity. So it does work with chickens. So I think there's a future play with that. In our mill. Silo, blue wheat, chicken, like a bunch of chickens right here. But do we need something that gives us 12? I think we need more medium fences at the moment. I really do. So we're gonna go ahead and take the medium fence. It just makes sense to do that. Throw the antenna here, sure. Not a great spot for it, but you're not gonna get great spots for anything really in this challenge. Electric carrot, excellent. Watery tree, throw you down there. Let's keep on rolling through. Got a handful of corn here. I mean, ultimately doing really well. Another mill. Antenna. More chickens. We don't need more chickens. We'll take the antenna. Maybe we'll find a better spot for it in the future. We do have a few units of wheat here. If we get that, we're going to be getting like 18 chickens per turn. Don't love that. Flush. Arboreal bounty. I'm going to just skip. None of those are really going to help us out too well. I mean, we're getting like more chickens than we even know what to do with, frankly. It's kind of comical. Alright, electric carrot, let's get that played. Let's get this wheat here played. And this island is now full. So now we're safe to further expand. We can add corn right here. It won't turn into popcorn, of course, but it will buff up these two islands here. Otherwise, we could go with this island or this island. This is the better for popcorn production. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm pretty confident that we're going to get a lot of corn cards per turn because we have 37. Yeah, look at that. A hand purely of corn cards. You'll love to see it, especially when you need it. Water tank, take that. And let's just go and play some corn. And then once we get another corn island in place to further increase our income, we're gonna look at our little chicken setup up here. We're gonna keep that rolling for sure. Medium fence, water tank, cow fuel, cow transport to biofuel generator. Want to be careful here. We did pass the $1 million mark. Congratulations. Water chicken can always use some of those. I mean, really, it's $1 million in obviously the scattered golden egg. So we didn't get any golden eggs that turn, but you just see how strong popcorn is. Like, it's really, really strong. So if you're ever looking at wondering what to do, maybe you're screwing around, maybe you're trying some kind of challenge that limits your freedoms in some fashion. If you're ever wondering what to do, I mean, you do have to have high water to help with the corn, but if you go corn, like going corn is completely reasonable. In fact, you can break the game with ease. Sugarcane goes with the flour. Goes well when adjacent to structures. Needs a juicer. There's an interesting play here with sugarcane for sure. So juicer, melter. We have a melter in our hand. Centrifuge. And then the fermenter with the flour for the dough. I mean, there's possibility. But do we really want to go in on sugarcane right now? I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. More corn's a good idea, though. The crap collector. Right here. I mean, that's an option. We're just going to go more corn. It makes sense. It works. Our island is filled there, so we're going to go up here. We're going to pop in a medium fence. And we're going to just add our chickens here. And now, if we can get... Well, as usual, I should say, water is a problem. We do have a maxed out island here. We could keep adding corn. Why don't we throw another corn island right here? We do have a few water tanks we can play. Barn antenna. Got all kinds of random stuff. Let's go right here with it. And let's put more corn. If I can get my hands on one of them water tanks, we can play that on that island as well. But I mean, water is actually not really all that much of a concern. Maxed out there, so we're looking for another fence after we fill out this island here. Giant cow pasture, we yikes, the reroll cost is starting to get real steep. Centrifuge. It doesn't do us any immediate good, but it's only one card, so I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it for the future, for the sake of the future. Keep just pumping this island with corn. We got 34 still. Swear we have an unlimited amount of corn. The game gives you corn, and you're wondering what product to kind of mass produce. Corn's always a good option, for sure. Silo could do that. Does double the water cost of wheat. Do note. Let's just roll past that. I think we could benefit from another melter as we continue to just expand out this corn. Could go with our lake right here. That would be a decent play. There's also the barn lake aspect, but we just don't have a ton of room for that. How much corn do we have? We have 27 on hand. So why don't we see what we get in our hand next turn? Do we have any fences? We have 2 medium fences. Let's see what we get in our hand. We do get a medium fence. So I think putting a medium fence right here as well, and just pumping this up with chickens. It's a great idea. The home sweet home perk is going to be an important one to get, for sure. So we're definitely keeping our eye out for that. Watery tree. Sure. Let's go with the watery tree. And I know long ago we did take some watery chickens. Just haven't seen them. Could go corn here and then start a melter island right here as well. Sure. Let's do it. I think it makes sense. Actually, frankly, nothing really makes sense at this point, right? Water tanks, great. You love it. It's OP in many, many respects. We can go with the big boy chicken, sure. Why not? Could throw in a lake right here once we fill up this island. Then again, who knows what we're gonna have in our hand at the time we fill up this island. So we're kind of plateauing, I feel like. Not really making a wild amount of income. And of course the taxes aren't going to stop. Bright corn. Corn uses energy. And it gives a production boost. This is going to be real strong. Wow. My goodness. So I just talked about plateauing. Well, we're not plateauing anymore. In fact, I mean, it does put us at a pretty dire energy situation, which isn't good when you can't simply expand and then just solve it. But my goodness, I don't know, double, triple, I don't know what we did to our income, but my goodness. The antenna there, so we can build around the antenna, maybe just create another random island of junk and just kind of build around it. We have electric carrots, which are nice. It's very important at this point to fill up this island. So even though it'd be nice to have a bunch of corn there and all this fancy stuff, it doesn't really matter. We need to get more energy. Now we have the antenna here. There's also the blue wheat play. I feel the blue wheat right here is going to do great things. So let's keep an eye out for blue wheat as well. So I'm going to buy an island here. And we're just going to throw random stuff on it. Random crops on it, that is, I should say. Female rabbit barn, sure, we'll grab that. Not interested in paying those high reroll costs. Corn. Fuel wheat. Water tree. Sugarcane. All this is giving us just a little bit of energy. It's making this antenna a little more effective. To get the barn. Making plenty, but we need to get our energy problem solved. I think blue wheat does it for us. Sunflower. Gnome. There's no real space for the gnome. Probably wouldn't get it in our hand anyways. Sunflower. Goes well with, again, the blue wheat. We get the blue wheat. Now we have to desperately fill up this island here, and we have to get our blue wheat in play. I mean, we could even throw a melter here. Sure, why not? More popcorn processing. Okay, wheat, corn, fuel wheat, and this guy is filled up. Sure is. Now let's go right here and let's get blue wheat, which will sharply reduce the energy costs and enable our chickens to give us electric eggs. So a lot happened right there, but we should be producing electric eggs, which give energy. Energy reserve, not necessarily energy per turn. So they'll hatch and give you like 20 energy or 40 energy or whatever it is. But we're going to keep an eye on it. So we have 512. Let's end our turn. 771, see? So even though it seems like we're just hemorrhaging energy, we're actually not. So that's great. You'd love to see that. Solar panel's another option. I don't really love that though. Let's go more corn. I mean, when all else fails, just go more corn. $282K. Okay. Water tree. I mean, I'd love to just fill this up with blue wheat and never have to worry about energy again. And I think where our income's at and the taxes that are on the horizon, I think we're okay to really do that. Plus 20 production to crops. The same island. I mean, do you put that there? I think we can put our electric carrot there though, for sure. Easter bunny, cow, carrot, more blue wheat. I mean, at this point, it's a little bit of overkill. I mean, we're getting an insane amount of energy, so we don't actually need the blue wheat. And we also don't have any business re-rolling at this cost, but we're gonna do it once. Watery tree. I mean, we could take the Easter bunny and then just completely destroy the game. Take the Easter bunny, get it around this corn here, and just destroy the game with it. I'll take the Easter bunny, and we'll see how we can work that into our high-producing corn area. Antenna should go well here. Sure does. Got a lot of chickens adjacent to it. Watery tree. It's going to have virtually no value here at all. But we're looking to get this island filled up. Ideally, I'd like to be ready to rock and roll for when we draw one of the Easter bunnies that we get. We still have a lot of blue wheat though, so let's... There's no fence. We do get an Easter bunny, but there's no fence. So what's the point? Water chicken. Don't need that anymore, really. Biofuel generator. We can take that just because I'm not re-rolling for $250,000. And it's only one card. Maybe at one time there were plans for sugarcane, but now, no. The objective has certainly pivoted. So we can get, I suppose we can get more corn rolling like right here. We can put in a fence of Easter bunnies right here. And then we should have game-breaking chocolate bar production, which sells for like $250 a pop. So for instance, I think the popcorn is selling for what, like 11 or 15, somewhere in there per unit. Chocolate bar is like $250. So if you can take all the production of that and multiply it by what, 20, 25, something like that. I mean, that's what you'd be looking at with the Easter bunny. Let's go silo. Don't love any of it really. Kind of just hunting for corn here in the 2 mil range. Remember the days when energy was a creeping problem? Well, now it's solved. All it took was a bit of blue wheat and our trusty chickens over there. need some rapid apprentices. Oh man, if we get that. If we get that, we're just gonna get 1,000,000 more chickens per turn. I just don't need it. There's not enough fences for these chickens. We can go water tank there. I understand that it eliminates the buff, but I would argue it actually makes it more buff, because look at this. Peanut gnome, no. Bird nest. Sure, could always use another bird nest, right? That was the card that we really needed at one point. And we got it in time. And look at this, we do have a small fence and we do have an Easter bunny. And we did just fill up our island, so like we just got hooked up there by the Terra Card gods for sure. So now we're gonna play this. And I'm curious to just kind of watch what happens. So we made 100k that turn, 106. Now you see our chocolate corn right here. We made 470. So we quadrupled, almost 5 times our income there with just playing a fence and an Easter bunny. So you see the power of the Easter bunny. Insane. I'm sure in future updates, like they're going to have to update the Easter bunny. Like change it somehow, I don't know, make it like a legendary or something. Make it super rare. Maybe it is super rare and I just don't know. But if you have any kind of competency in any kind of production at all in the surrounding islands, the Easter bunny is going to just absolutely crush. So just, it's definitely it's a fun card to play, we'll put it that way. I feel like we're pretty stable on this run and we're pretty successful on this run. I mean, we still had to, you know, get all the corn in place, get the infrastructure, get the water for the corn in order to, you know, make such a high volume of chocolate bars and have an effective place for the Easter bunny to go. So there is that aspect to it for sure. There were definitely some challenging moments. Definitely some challenging moments. Yeah, if I just play random. Let's just play random stuff. It all turns into chocolate bars anyways. I mean, ideally what you want to do is maximize the production, meaning keep a homogeneous corn island. But that's not going to do really any good for us because we have such a random scattered hand of stuff. Let's go with the fisherman's hut, sure. So one question I do have. Actually, no, I don't believe the Easter bunny stacks. If you read it carefully, it shouldn't stack. So just its presence alone changes the production, right? Not necessarily adds to the production. Whatever the production is, it just changes it. So 2 Easter bunnies here, having that same effect double up is going to be useless. So we're gonna hold our Easter bunny that we just drew into our hand. I'm sure we'll see it again in an hour. And we're just gonna continue to fill up this island here. Move it a little more fast. A little faster, I should say. Feeling good about this run. Of course, we did call upon the power of the Easter bunny. But that's what Terra Cards is all about, right? Just breaking it up. Like, how can we break it, right? Like, what's gonna break the game? Either in your favor, so you're victorious, or in your deficit, so you lose. Oftentimes it's just one selection. You pick one perk, you pick one buff, one quote-unquote buff I should say, and then it's like, oh wow, I'm losing 1,000 water per turn. And then it sinks you. Has happened many times. So really, to maximize here, we could purchase this island and then just keep building out all production around our Easter Bunny. There are certainly more efficient ways to kind of capitalize, but with this type of challenge, we're just kind of stuck with playing what's in the hand. Probably stuff we've been holding on to for a long time, since early game, that just kept getting cycled through. Like that centrifuge, when did I take that? That silo? I don't even remember when I took the silo. Blue wheat, the super crop now, right? Yeah, sure, we can go gnome. In fact, I like the gnome right here in this... right there with the Easter Bunny. Blue wheat's a super crop. Gives you energy and chocolate. So we got that there. This is a really strong one, except for it's already producing. This one's already producing. This has high production here at 50. This is a bunch of random stuff. So let's go here. And I think we can certainly be patient here. There's nothing really forcing us to play anything. We're making a good sum of money per turn. We'll take a crap collector, why not? What we're looking for is a fence. We definitely have them, but it's gonna, good luck drawing it. Popcorn. Wow. Well, better late than never, I suppose. Alright, so we actually did get the fence, surprisingly enough. So that does occupy this island. Let's see what else we get here. And we do get an Easter Bunny. And a gnome, for that matter. So we'll put the Easter Bunny there. Put the gnome right here. We'll take this 600k. And we'll turn it into, what do you think? 800, maybe? Maybe not quite that much. We'll find out. Carrots? Sure. We just want something that'll fill out the island. Yeah, 882. Easter Bunny Gnome combo, definitely busted. Especially when paired with the new properties of corn. Alright, so let's get our new island here. Why not? And just start filling it up. 2 adjacent crops, got it. Okay. We have carrots, we have sugarcane. Did get another Easter Bunny, but it's not going to do us much good here. More fences, sure. I mean, honestly, like, the game gave me a 4 stack of Easter Bunny. 4 of them. They're basically like, here you go, win the game, right? I try not to always go Easter Bunny, right? But I wanted to mix this up a little bit. Didn't necessarily want just a popcorn empire. Popcorn is better with chocolate, right? Chocolate makes everything better. Am I right? Giant carrot. Sure, we'll go with the giant carrot. Here's a gnome. Adjacent island crop, so it's going to be most impactful here given it's already surrounded. Absolutely. That's just more chocolate, baby. 800k. That one gnome gives us another about 100,000. Just busted. Well, folks, we are at the hour slot here. I'm at 15 million. I believe the final round of bills to pay, it's like 4 million or something. We are at day 170. There's 30 more days to go, but I think you get the point. This challenge is absolutely possible, especially when I follow the rules this time. Thanks to the viewer who called it out. I didn't realize I misplayed that. You can see these water wells are pretty tall, so it's hard to detect if you're putting crop behind it. The crop I was playing in early game, of course, was wheat, so it's really hard to tell, especially when you get these water wells stacked on one another. So thanks to the viewer for calling it out. I hope this video makes it right. If you want to check out the original video where I misplayed, it's probably from about a week ago. It's called The Crap Collector Cometh, Terra Cards Challenge video. So check that out. I'll also add it into the description. But yeah, I wanted to make it right. Wanted to clear my name, if you will, and set the record straight that yes, this challenge is indeed possible, and yes, it has indeed been completed on this channel. So with that being said, if you're enjoying the content, please like, share, subscribe. I'm going to end it here. No need to really take these next 30 turns. I think we've been successful enough. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video.